In 1963, my dad, Country Johnny Mathis, had his last chart song as an artist, the top 20 hit on the Billboard Country Music Charts. He had a nomination that year for Most Promising Male Artist by Cashbox Magazine, and his song "Please Talk to My Heart" received a BMI award. It was a good year for him, but there was a lot of emptiness to it for him, and there had been for years. So in 1964, driving down a Texas highway, he had a redemption moment, returned to the roots of his faith, a salvation experience for him. From there, he started traveling around the country, singing gospel music and evangelizing. He met my mom in the late 60s. I was born in 68. I had two brothers. My parents raised us in church, and we had the family band and would travel around and sing in churches. We weren't going to our own church at least 3 times a week, not counting revival weeks. So for me growing up, he was kind of a regular dad. I wouldn't say he was just a regular dad because he was still very much music oriented, always writing songs, always playing his guitar, working on music with us. Music was a big part of our lives. And so for my first 13 or 14 years, I was aware of some of his country music career, but not much. He was just our dad. He had done a few things I saw when I was young, a few shows. Someone at church, a church singing might come up to him and talk about a song they remembered from his country music days. Church folks would sneak over and listen to country radio. But he made the decision early on to stay off the road and raise a family and take us to church. It wasn't until we moved to Nashville and he took a songwriting deal that I was around more of the professional community with him, and I started putting more of just how much of a career he had together. He didn't talk a lot about his years in country music and in regard to everyone he worked with or everything he did. And after writing his biography, I realized he regretted some of his behavior and decisions, and the accomplishments really didn't mean much to him. But his faith did, and that was his focus with his boys as we grew up. He didn't want us following in some of his past footsteps, not the music, but the lifestyle. And I've enjoyed working the last 20 years on his legacy as a songwriter and singer and bringing attention to that part of his life as well.